Discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure, organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition. Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
afternoon, good evening. From my end, it is exactly 35 minutes past the top of the hour. That is Rosary, all the way from 255 Tanzania with the jam Al Kebulan. And I love it. I really, really, really love it. It's such a good message song. And I remember she actually complained and raised a complaint about YouTube not, of course, wanting to push this music because it's awakening, because it's not promoting sex, it's not promoting any sort of diabolic behavior. So they're not pushing it because it's literally promoting nothing but Africa and the people. Shout out to her. She's telling you, of course, how worthy you are as an African. Shout out to her. She's talking about our wealth. She's talking about the Europeans claiming how they discovered so much, yet it is all an invasion, which is still very much active. She's talking about our currency. They tell us how poor we are, but still much in control of our independency, our currency, and get rich of our resources. I really, really love this jam. Shout out to Rosary. I'm so much in love with that amazing, amazing song. Shout out to you, Jason Hill. Hope you're doing amazing this wonderful afternoon from your end. It has been a good day right here in Kenya. Weather-wise, personally, still pushing through. Can say I'm really doing much okay, just pushing through. But I hope I'm gonna get better by next week. Hopefully, by next week, I wanna come back with my full energy back because I don't like the way I'm feeling. If there's something I hate so much is when I'm sick because it makes me sick. I don't know if you guys understand. And I'm such a baby when I'm sick. Right now, I just feel like I feel crazy. I don't have the energy to laugh. When I'm laughing, I'm feeling my body is so painful. So I hope you're really doing well. And of course, be grateful for life, be grateful for health, be grateful for everything that you have. That is something that I learned this Tuesday, being honest. Be grateful for life because what? And remember, we must die, at the end of the day. This movie I was watching yesterday called 28 Years After, which I really, really loved. A quote it held. It says, I can't remember the French name. I think it was a French name or a Mexican name. I'm not really sure. But it meant, remember, you must die. And that really, really reminded me a lot because I think I said that even earlier. We're not here for eternity. Yes, soul wise, we're here for eternity. But with these bodies, man, it's super crazy. One day you're here, tomorrow you're not. But be grateful to be alive. And of course, be grateful to having people who really care and love you around you because I've really felt that. Bakari Buni Sana. And of course, to everyone who's been checking out on me, I really appreciate that. It really means so much. Bakari Buni to the Africa Today show. Looking forward to be joined by Mr. Black on Fire and Kamlesh in a few. And today we shall be talking about the new weaponized mosquito pandemic. I think on Wednesday or Tuesday, we talked about the new coming VSCCINEs and how dangerous they really are. And we spoke about educating your family and friends and all that. On Wednesday, I also learned about our people's bonds being used to make shares, which is still traumatizing to me, despite being traumatized after the show, that was still a traumatizing history. That has not gotten off my head. That is still super crazy to learn of what has happened to our people. It's a lot of torture. It's literally diabolic. It's a lot of torture. And this history, the fact that it's so hidden to our people and we keep laughing with white people, it is super sad. We need our people literally educated. We need our people informed about who we're really dealing with because our history is super painful. Black history is so painful. And I'm gonna start. I think there's a video, yes, I shared last week of this lady who said, if you don't get hurt by Black history, something is really wrong with you because it is such a painful, painful history to see what our people went through. It is so much to see and learn what our people went through because it is super, super crazy. I can't say it on my tabs, but if I find it, I'll be able to share it on WhatsApp. But before we get started with today's conversation, I have a video I wanna share. Okay, here it is. Let me share. Here's the lady. She said this. I'm gonna share it one more time before I get started.
Colonization, it's really clinging to my mind that y'all are not mad enough about colonization. Y'all are not like anybody. You can tell Latin America, North America, Australians, Africans, Asian people, everywhere. everywhere. Y'all are not mad enough about what Europeans did to your country.
It's just because of lack of history. Literally, lack of history is what has led to all this. You know, there are people who are really mad enough. Like for me, man, I don't have time. I can't laugh with a white man. Of course, yes, not spreading any sort of hate. Not all of them are bad, but I don't really give a shit about that. Okay, I don't really give a shit about that. When you put one rotten tomatoes on the rest of the good ones, they all become rotten. So you can't tell me just because you have some good tomatoes somewhere that have not, I don't know if how to put it, in that particular sentence. I just feel like they're all really the same. Yes, they're good ones. I don't know, I might not have met them, I don't wish to, but our history is really, really painful. That's what she's saying.
Your city, your states, your nations, your continents. Slavery is crazy, bro. Like, Europeans are so violent. They had 2 world wars in the span of 20 years. That ain't never happened before in human history, but you had 2 world wars. For what? For what? For what? Like, I know it's supposed to be like there's a reason we're not taught how bad colonization was in schools. Because why? The victors of history, they write history. Europeans won. They won multiple times and they keep on winning. They're still actively colonizing different nations to this day. Example being how Haiti still has to pay back France for their own revolution. Haiti had independence and they have to pay back France because France was enslaving Haiti. What? European governments, European companies coming into Africa and making sure that they still have their slaves to build their fucking companies. What? U.S. nonprofits coming into Africa to impose anti-LGBTQ plus laws. There's a current day colonization happening to this day, and people are not mad enough.
Yeah, it's just lack of history. I won't share much. I think I shared it last, literally, on Tuesday or Monday. Can't remember specifically. With I feel like I've even lost some of my memories. Like it's really, really fucked up. But Karibuni, son, I wanted to share that before we get started. So today's conversation, I want to start with this information right here, which is sort of traumatizing. Um, Coming from a black family which has filed a lawsuit of $12 million. This is 13 years after their son
Oh
missed.
shit! I know you lied.
I texted you, Caribou Sana.
Yeah, son, how long were you lied? How long you been lied?
13 minutes.
Damn. Okay.
13 minutes, not 30. 13
Oh,
minutes.
13. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have Kendrick Johnson's parents who have filed a new lawsuit that is $12 million, 13 years after their son' mysterious death when he was found upside down inside a rolled up gym mat in Georgia. And this is a second autopsy revealed blunt force trauma on his neck, and shockingly, his internal organs had been removed, replaced with newspaper. This is some traumatizing news, literally. And 13 years later, why? 13 years later, filing a new lawsuit. Is it because of the new, um, you know, why is it that it has taken 13 years literally to get results of something that should have happened immediately? Is it because it's a black person or what? But they're saying after Kendrick was found upside down in a rolled up match gym at his Georgia high school in 2013, an autopsy was conducted by Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and the state medical examiner ruled the death accidental, citing positional uh, Asphyxia. I can't pronounce the name. Asphyxia. They claimed Kendrick suffocated while reaching for a shoe. No signs of trauma were reported, but his family never believed the explanation. And his family ordered a second autopsy, and the findings charged everything suspicious of the initial ruling. Kendrick's parents paid an independent autopsy, and this time the pathologist found blunt force trauma on the right side of Kendrick's neck near the carotid artery and injury not consistent with suffocation. Even more disturbing, all the Kendrick's internal organs were missing and had been replaced with newspaper. The funeral later admitted this but claimed that the organs were too decomposed to preserve. So this is so crazy. And the third autopsy followed, and the question kept growing. The new findings led the family to request a third autopsy, which confirmed evidence of neck trauma and raised additional. Why am I sharing this? Again, I'll go back to the conversation of where justice is all about power. Justice is all about power. Justice is let me, I don't know if I can find that quote literally. The quote about, let me see if I can find that quote, but that it just is the quote I shared some time back. I feel like that is what it all goes back to. Justice is about the people in power, and you have to either grab it or you won't have it. Let me see if I can find it. So yeah, this is a story that, of course, is very shocking. I'm sharing it because it goes back to, again, the black community, black people always being found in these kind of situations, and the same supremacy or system setup won't do anything when it comes to you. And that's why the family had to go and find a private investigator, a private uh, person who could do all this. So it goes back to justice, literally. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I want to go through the comments of what people had said, because I did go through the comments earlier of what people had to say. Someone says, I respect their dedication, but I promise you, um, by now it would have been a son for a son. I'm not doing all this. I would have gotten my own revenge. I think this is something I've been hearing, especially coming from black people lately. Black Americans who are talking about an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You can't keep on going with this system that has been killing children. The same thing. I remember the video we were sharing some time back of the parents who are somewhere, I can't remember, but Kitty made me share that video, and this guy was
I don't know
saying you
what are we
can't.
talking about. Internet went out. What are we
Mm,
talking about?
and okay, I have to repeat it again. All right, all
I'm,
right.
I'm just asking. What are we talking about?
It's a family of a young man who was killed 13 years ago and has filed a new lawsuit of $12 million. And this is because the young man was found upside down, rolled up in a gym mat, and
Oh, yeah, the gym had all his organs taken out of. That was in
yes,
that was in South Georgia, town
mm,
called Valdosta. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. So I'm just sharing it because again, it reminds me of that quote I shared some time back. I can't remember the whole quote, but it was talking about justice is all about the people in power. It's never about the rest of us. It's about the people in power, if I can remember it
Exactly.
correctly. So this has been happening, of course, in so many
Black
black
area.
families,
Yeah.
communities, and to the fact that they had to go and hire a private, person to do the autopsy to confirm what really happened. It shows again the system is completely, of course, not working, and they're not there to help black people in any sort of way. And I'm reading the comments. That's how I'm saying. The same response now and the anger we've been seeing lately. I've been seeing this on videos. People getting mad about this white supremacy and white
Getting
privilege
tired.
happening. Yes, exactly. Someone is saying, I respect their dedication, but I promise you by now it would have been a son for a son. I'm not doing all this. I would have gotten my own revenge. Someone else says, I remember the white boy that came out and said he got into a fight with his friend and he killed him, but his dad worked in a law enforcement, so that's why it was covered up. And I saw that once and I never again. Nobody ever spoke on it either. So because you're white, of course. Someone else says, so basically the white boy killed him, and since his daddy is a cop, he hid all the evidence. Okay, so this is what is happening. And as someone says, the last two comments I'm gonna read. I can't believe that it's been this long. I remember when I first heard about the story, I guess I was just graduating high school. The timeline really feels like we are moving 10 times faster because there's a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah, 'cause
that
I
you
didn't believe it was that long. I didn't believe it was 13, you said 12, 13 years ago? I didn't
yes,
believe it's been that long either. Shit. I remember when it just happened too. I mean, it seemed like it was 13 years ago. Wow.
So yeah, that is what is happening, and just wanted to share that before we got started with our conversation for the day. Moving on, I wanna share another video as we before I get to share your videos, Kit, because you didn't
Right.
specify what the topics
I
were.
know. I know. But they actually have something to do with the topics you're showing here. They have somewhat to do with the topics you're showing there. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess Campus had to go home, huh?
Kamlesh is right here. Kamlesh,
No,
Oh.
man.
Oh, he's crying. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was crying in the back office.
Uh,
I was
he was
really,
crying.
really, I
He was
was really,
crying in the back office. What?
yeah, man. I was weeping. I was like, oh my God, Alex Jones.
why do you want to share that video? So apparently, Kamlesh thinks Alex Jones is cloned.
No, no, no.
You said cloned or
I
they?
say no. I didn't say clone. I said they've used that stem cell baby serum on Alex Jones.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
you
didn't
say that.
specify,
Yeah.
but that man looks way younger, and I am not buying that. That is just exercise, because that's what they always sell you. I've been
Yeah, he looks younger
exercising.
because I had to check the photos and all that. But
You've
you
seen,
guys,
right?
you can see it as we share these videos. So on today's conversation, we're gonna talk about the new weaponized mosquito pandemic. Like I said last week, I did share about the new VSCCINE that is coming. That is someone confirmed. I think it was Danny Harrison by February 2026 or Ricky Snow. Someone confirmed that, and
What are they backing us against now?
it's another. They didn't specify if I can remember what is the new pandemic, but expect a new pandemic and VSCCIL is because the agenda, of course, is to kill majority of the people.
So they're just creating VACCINE or just whatever now.
I mean,
That's
so
basically
this is what this video is gonna explain
okay.
literally. So we have that is JRFK who did talk about the new plan of Big Pharma.
Mm-hmm.
I was just questioning Kate, why is it that if JFK is really advocating for good health and understanding Trump is not a good, better person as well, not saving America, why him? Why did they pick him? Why to play like he's really? I also asked you the same question.
Question is, who's
Huh?
they?
Wait, come on. Why they pick Trump? Because Trump
Not
has been in bed. Trump has been, huh?
no, not Trump. Why did they pick this man on our screen to advocate for health? Because this is the I'd say the I'm gonna call
His
it a
name is
prop.
Robert.
Because he's a puppet too. Okay, so listen, understand the puppets that they choose. So in the past, they kind of use him like he was always fighting for justice, right? He's
Yeah.
got the name. He's got the famous American's name.
Mm,
He's the nephew of President Kennedy. He's the nephew of Kennedy, the one who got murdered, and his daddy was running for president and would have won, but of course he got murdered too. He got unalived as well. So um,
He's royalty.
they're using,
He's a,
so they're
he's a
losing him.
royalty.
Huh? They went
He's,
down.
he's American political royalty.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's American political royalty. Exactly what Cameron said. Perfect definition. Um, so they're gonna use him to pass all kind of heinous shit because it's easy because you respect him, Joby. Because what Cameron just said, he's political. His family's political royalty. So
mm,
you're gonna respect what he said, even though he's all bought and paid for, and he's also was on what? He was on Jets. He was on Epstein Island too, Joby.
oh,
Yup.
dang! I didn't
And he
know.
said it himself.
Oh,
He was on Epstein Island too. So they're all. So what you understand? All these politicians globally all dealing with J cats with the hat blackmail. Everybody knows it now. No way
Yup.
you don't know this now. That's your moron. If you don't know who runs the world, who rules the world, you're an idiot. That's why we can't never say their names. What we gotta do? We're gonna say cats with hats and all this other code word shit. So these individuals have blackmailed all Congress people and representatives globally to do their bidding, even without the, because they didn't think their fake money scam is enough. Because some people would still say, "Nah, I'm not going to do this." But now all of them got filmed with their dicks in a small child's butt or mouth. This is how sick we're dealing with. All these politicians are compromised, from England to France to Germany to Kenya to everywhere.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah,
And
I wanted to understand that because I was like, why him?
so
What makes him different from the rest of the people controlled by the cats with the small hats? If he's really
he's
fighting,
not different.
exactly. That's why
You
I
know,
asked.
different he's controlled too. Remember, I had you pull him up. That he's part
He-
of the families. Like, remember I told you the Kennedys are part of those same families.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
let me show you why he's not different. His last name is Kennedy. Come on, people.
Mhm.
Okay? Like it's so simple, right? These people have been part of the establishment since the establishment was doing MK Ultra.
Exactly.
Okay? So why would you think that I, who is part of the system, is coming to save you from me?
Mm.
Why would I
Mm.
save you from me?
Okay.
Like I am the one oppressing you. I am the one creating the systems. And here's the thing. When he was out here talking all that nonsense about health and
I
whatever,
really
and
bought it for real.
you bought
I
it, right?
really
Do
bought
you know
it.
what he was doing? That is called leverage. In politics and in power play, okay? I need to have leverage over you to gain status with you.
Mhm.
Okay, so I will start pressuring you so that you can take me seriously, because the political class had never taken RFK seriously at no point.
Mhm.
He was always that propaganda, whatever.
Outside. He's an
Yeah,
outsider.
he was always on the outside.
Mm.
Okay, so, and I'm just speculating here, but I bet I'm correct. That family looked at its roster and was like, we cannot be left out now that the Clintons are nowhere to be seen. There has to
Of
be
course.
somebody, okay? There has to be somebody of the inner circle to keep this other
Ain't
guy
going.
that
That's true.
just
Keep it
the
going.
inner circle in check, okay? Because Trump is so noisy. I don't think he's even on the circle at any point, but he's trying to force himself in now, because they've always looked down upon such people like Trump,
But
RFK.
Trump, but Trump is a puppet. Not. Our Case family's been part of the lower class of those families. But
Exactly,
Trump's family's a nobody. But they
exactly.
used him. They used Trump because Trump is a moron. Trump
Yep.
kept getting Trump. Trump's businesses kept imploding, so they were propping back up, and use them for when they needed them. So Trump is there to fulfill all the needs. That's why the MAGA morons are going crazy. Trump, I thought you were going to fight these people. I told y'all last year. Trump is a puppet. He's not fighting nobody. Trump is a
Trump would never fight his
Trump is
masters.
Trump exactly. Trump is a moron. Trump maybe got 100 word vocabulary. You're dealing with an idiot,
Idiot.
literally. So he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight his damn boss, his damn handlers who gave him money every time he went bankrupt. Who stepped
Yep.
in? Directly, the Rothschild stepped in to save his ass every single time. Every
Okay.
time he goes bankrupt. And how many times, Joby, was it six that you put up? 6 or 7?
I think
Trump has
six.
never had a successful business in his life.
Yep.
So you believe the old nonsense? He's a billionaire. No, he's not. He's a moron.
And just
Good.
to add on what Keith is saying, if you want to know that this man is a puppet for the small cats, or cats with the
Six
small
times.
hats,
Six
Oh,
times
they
he's
six
know it
times,
bankrupt.
he's
now.
gone bankrupt 6 times.
Yes, been
Okay.
bankrupt
If you want to
6 times.
know, he's a puppet for the cats with the small hats.
Yes.
It's very simple. The 12-day war wasn't even on America's agenda.
Mm.
It was started by the cats with the small
Netanyahu, by the
hats.
cats. Exactly.
Okay? And Trump had no choice but to back them when they found
Exactly.
themselves in a
No
corner.
choice.
Like, he had no choice. He went in full blown, like he was ready to risk reputation, voter
He did.
base, the
He
MAGA,
did.
all
He
level.
did. That's why MAGA was going crazy. He did. They said, what you doing, man? You said you weren't going to do no wars. And they like, and then
Exactly.
also, Trump's name is on the Epstein list.
And
But if you known that, good.
that's what I was getting to next, right? And this is how you see a setup. Like setups are so easy to witness, right? And what do they do next? What kind of setup do they bring on board? They're like, let's do this. We want to see the Epstein list. What are they doing? They're reducing his credibility amongst the MAGA base because they don't need him anymore. And he has the
exactly. They don't need him exactly.
He has the capability to actually become a very, very dumb dictator.
So why is it there if they don't need him?
Because he's there to hold the position.
He's doing the bidding, Joe. He's there. Right, they don't need him really because they got JD Vance, who's even more eager. They already got the power now, right? They don't really need. If Trump decides to go off the reservation, they'll bubble gum his ass for real. So he's going along with right now. He's going along. Remember, he said, "I'm not." Remember when he was running, Joe? I'm going to stop the Ukraine war. No, what's he do now? They increased the Ukraine war. I'm going to stop the war in Gaza. He's increased the war in Gaza. So he's done exactly opposite what he says don't do because that's what the MAGA morons wanted. But like Tamara said, his Jewish handler said, "You're not going to do it. This is what you're going to do," and that's what he's been doing. That's why he told you. I'm like, I said, you know what? The Epstein thing is not real. It's no list. And they like, what? Are you crazy? What are you talking about? You think we're all stupid? So, he's been doing exactly what they want him to do, Joey. That's why that's why his base is going crazy.
As I get to share this video.
But before you get there, and that's why you saw while he was under so much pressure, under the Epstein saga and everything, JD Vance was meeting with power
Israel. Israel. With Israel.
He was having meetings with the power brokers.
Exactly.
Planning how to take over. Plan.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they have a plan actually. And I see it. The plan is, and you can see it from the media attention and the way they're letting Trump handle the media. The media is a very dangerous tool and should be handled with absolute carefulness, so to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Trump is going everywhere bullying the media. And who owns the media?
Wait. He's not really bullying the media because they own the media. They're the ones own it.
Exactly.
They own the media.
Was it CBS? He got a payback.
COVID fired.
Look at what
you think he had COVID fired now. Go ahead.
Look at how
you're talking about the suit being sued.
Yep. He sued, was it Paramount?
Paramount, that's it. Yeah, Paramount. Paramount on CBS, that's them.
Yeah.
Owned by the cats.
And at the same time, Paramount made a deal worth $1.2 billion with South Park. South Park's first episode was to paint Trump as a small winner in bed with the devil, America-hating, narcissistic guy. You can pull up the videos. He was even reacting to them. They were talking about South Park, a cartoon, for a whole week. And you have to realize some very simple things about these people, these cats with the small hats. They prop up individuals to tear them down. It's a formula that they have established over time. Point in case, right? What did they do to the Clintons? Same thing. When the Clintons were on top, they even tried to put Hillary as a presidential candidate. People.
Yeah, they never tore down the Clintons.
Nah,
they still never tore no Clintons down.
Not tear them down per se. What they did was, when they realized they had a better puppet, they switched tact and then decided to bury everything that was in those servers and whatever and preserve them for our future.
Now remember, what you guys remember, Clinton, remember, what you guys understand, the cats changed their names. So you won't know. Now understand, Hillary is a Rothschild. Clinton is a Rockefeller. They always change their names, so you won't know who they are. So understand, Hillary Clinton is a Rothschild. Bill Clinton, her husband, is a Rockefeller. That's their real name.
The same way all prime ministers of Israel changed their
Mhm.
names to sound
Exactly.
more
Just sound Jewish. Sound more Jewish.
So let me share this video as we continue. So this is they're saying it's him who has exposed what the big pharma is. Alex Jones talking about it, part of this video. So let me
Oh,
play some.
not the con, not the con man, not the damn button paid for. Go ahead. This is what you call control opposition. I want you to know, guys. Shout out to I don't agree with this white guy, but he figured it out. I don't agree with this white guy. Let me say I don't agree with this white guy, but he figured it out. He did a list of all the control opposition on the right. He told you all your media, even the new media that you call alternative media, it's all bought and paid for by the cats. I knew that.
Yep.
I've been saying that. Like Alex Jones, he started naming all names, even, but he's got the whole makeup. Right? I give him credit. He did the whole timeline, who they connect to, and where the dark money's from. And they're all sponsored by the cats. Now,
Even him.
Alex Jones is one of the big ones. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's sponsored, but
he is.
he's.
So
But go
see,
ahead, Joe.
they have a very simple formula to climbing the ladder. All these people sponsored by the cats, okay? They
Of
tear,
course, they got.
they they
That's
tear they tear each other down to
of
get
course, exactly.
funding.
See what they do is like a closed loop. So they got because they got to play both sides because then you'll start knowing.
Is
Go
Peter
ahead, Joe.
Steele controlled as well? Is he a CIA
Go ahead,
agent?
Joe.
Peter Steele's. So, because if you're saying they tear each other down,
Mhm.
I've been seeing Peter Steele does tear down Alex Jones. I don't know if I'm understanding it correctly. What you're saying?
They
You see
all tear
who?
each other.
Who was something? Yeah, yeah.
Ben
You seen what's that guy's name? Yeah, we were seeing what's his name, Joey?
Which one?
Ben
The
Shapiro.
one who's been the one who. No, yeah, but that Bishop
White
Pierre is
guy?
a known Mossad agent, not
Is
that
that white
phony.
guy?
It,
That white guy who speaks about a lot
yeah,
of it?
yeah. The one guy, Stu Peters, Joey,
Yeah,
Stu
that's what I
Peters,
was
about yeah, the
asking.
globalist.
Yeah.
Now we know
So
Stu Peters, Joby, is also controlled opposition. He's doing what Cameron just said. They tear each other down so you won't know they're both controlled opposition. They're both
Exactly.
controlled.
This is what
Yeah,
I
that's
was.
Stu Peters, exactly.
That was
The globalist. Alex Jones is full of shit, Joby. He's talking about the globalists. He never names the cats with the hats. He never names them, Joby. But Stu
crazy.
Peters is
We
controlled opposition too. Go ahead.
if you don't have all this information, you get caught up. I was caught up by Alex Jones.
yeah,
I was caught up
I
by
you were in
I
Stu
his
know.
web.
Peters. I was caught up by the RFK guy, the
Mhm.
junior, and all that. I was
But
like you.
that's what it's supposed to do. That's called good propaganda, Joe.
Yeah, at the beginning, you like before you know everything, you're like, oh, they're telling some really crazy truth. You fall for it.
So can I tell you the best version of war
Mhm.
is a war that never happens. A war of hypothesis. A war where we say you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat, and we don't like each other, but behind closed doors we work together. So
Exactly. We're the same
y'all
person.
think that we don't like each other, okay, and that we are at war, and that we are at this and this and that.
Mm.
Then how come from both the Senate to Congress, they always find a way to, how do you put it, pass votes in favor of themselves. You'll
Eh,
find Republicans
exactly.
voting with Democrats, Democrats voting with Republicans to get certain things passed. Like they find common ground in things that favor them. If they were really
At
enemies
odds.
at
Yeah.
odds, yeah, at odds, as Kid says, they will insider trading would have been outlawed a long time ago. But they understand that this benefits both aisles. Actually, there is no aisles. They understand that it benefits them. They build wealth by insider, actually not even insider trading. It goes way higher. They know how their policies affect Wall Street and how they make money from that. You get, and there is no division here. And it's once you filter it down to Fox News, to MSNBC, to CNN, to all these factions, you find the same people, the same agendas, just trying to outdo each other to get the same goal going.
Okay, so let me share this video very quickly as we continue.
That there is a new universal quote unquote cancer vaccine heading to human trials, and it is also an mRNA based vaccine. Do you think that this new information that Bobby has killed 22 of these contracts, will it affect this universal quote unquote cancer vaccine?
I hope so, because again, it's like, why in the world do we need another
And
vaccine?
SGT,
Because
the SGT report next 22. This is controlled opposition right here. SGT is complete controlled opposition. Go ahead, Joe.
we are, if you just understand something, cancer is not just, doesn't just pop up in your body one day. You created that with your choices in what you ate, you drank, and your lifestyle. Now we're bombarded with our air being filled with pollution and our soils, and the waters being polluted, so with so many different things. But if you will pay attention to your gut, that's where the health starts, and really take and eat things that nourish your microbiome, that, trillions of different living organisms are there in colonies. If you keep that healthy, then your body is naturally going to be able to pull informations to get it in there, and it's going to change your RNA and give it the message to go find the cancer cells and kill them off.
So sadly, I'm going to share this documentary tomorrow. In Kenya, now we have the reason why cancer rates are so high is because of, we know, of course, majority is because of the food we consume, which they've been doing it through the GMOs, which of course have reached Africa. But now we have the pesticides, the chemicals farmers have been using, which are now
Pesticides and herbicides.
Yeah, so, and this has been on the rise. So many farmers are now sick, like through these pesticides
Yeah.
are imported in the country. And of course, the government knows about this and does nothing about it, because I was watching that documentary.
They know about that. Look, Joe. Let's be honest. A lot of these African leaders were idiots, were morons. They were uneducated. And they were put there on purpose. So they will just push whatever white people told them to put into the society without ever doing actual studies to see if it's going to hurt the people, because these puppets didn't give a shit about African people. And so now they're dealing with the after effects of not ever finding out what was going on. And now this is going to cost millions of dollars in medical. You hear me?
Well, yes, I do hear you. But is it really gonna cost millions of dollars, or it's still going to push more of their agendas like what now we see?
Am I going out, or is the Joe be going out?
Nah, I do hear you, Kate. I think it's you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you now. That's how can I not hear Joe? But like I'm almost in Houston, Texas. How the hell? I should have good internet right here. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think they're going really to spend any funds. If it's any funds, it's Kenya, which is going to be owed, because them pushing their agenda. Because if part of pushing the agenda, of course, is this person.
They're not going to pay Kenya. They're not going to pay Kenya anything, because they're going to say that your leaders agreed to this shit. They agreed to it.
That's what I'm saying. Kenya is going to pay, just like we saw Uganda. It has a debt of the VSCCINEs from COVID-19. What I'm saying is, because they pushed this, of course, knowing these pesticides were effective to health, and it's going to cause cancer cases, which are now on the rise. So this is going to push now agenda, what she's talking about there, which has it's already here. We've seen the HIV test vaccinations already in Kenya. And understand, we saw last week.
It's called the Hegelian dialectic, Joby.
Exactly. Kenya is one of the top countries that are on the 2025, 2030 global agendas, like front countries in Africa. We saw that last week, even on the video I shared. So, meaning this is going to actually like activate whatever she's talking about. This is going to be
a revolution again, because you got the UN. Everybody want to move the UN to Kenya so it can be close, because Africa is the prize, Joe. And that they want Africa. I told the whole deal was always get Africa without the African. That's what's going on. Africa without the African. Now that everybody's now dying, Joe, with the number, as we put up those rates, yes, that image of who's having babies, who's not. Africa's the only place having babies. So
Yeah.
it's our last chance to wipe you out. You understand that? So we need boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's crazy. Let me tell you.
That sounds great. But look what happened with the great thing that they said was COVID vaccinations. Do you really? I mean, I don't believe them. Do you? I mean, there's so many things that we can do to protect our own self from ever getting cancer. But we have to know about it and we have to be willing to put it into our bodies. Otherwise, I mean, they're gonna offer you these vaccinations, and I think that they're not good, and I wouldn't take one at all. So I don't know. I hope he does. I hope he says no more mRNA platforms for anything. But I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do, Sean.
Well, we'll see. But here's the thing.
So, of course, understanding, because at the beginning of this video, it is talking about this is being forced on, of course, also the food we're eating.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not sure which state in America currently right now agreed to be creating lab-made salmon fish. Already understand there's lab-made meats,
Oh yeah.
whatever's, and all they're
Doesn't
killing.
it doesn't make what state doesn't make a difference what state makes it. It's gonna be pushed out to the whole country, Joe. They're not it's because they make it in one state. I mean, it's not gonna be sold all
I
states
mean,
inside the country. It's made
I
there.
don't
I mean,
know.
it's not. They're gonna distribute it to all states, but most people already rejected it. They're gonna say
Exactly.
nah. So they probably gonna try to sneak it and try to tell you it's not fake meat
Because
because everybody
we've
everybody said nah, we're not eating none of that shit. Get out of here.
because we have officials from like in Florida. I think Florida is one of the states that I'm not sure which official where it
Banned
stands,
it.
but
That's banned it.
yeah, he
Banned
said
it.
that no more GMO food. I think he spoke about generally genetically modified foods, and of course, I understand what you're saying. They're going to try push it on other states. It doesn't mean that other states are protected, but if really your governors, whoever in your state, mean whatever rule,
The
like
governor, the governors are bought and paid for by the cat. So
So
you don't got
question.
it. You do it.
that's
Question.
crazy.
They're saying no more GMO food in Florida.
I think let me
That's
check.
what they're trying to say. I don't think they're gonna be able to get away with it because
Quick
Florida's a
question
state owned
again.
by the cats.
Quick question again. Does America have any indigenous seeds left for them to say no
You
more
know,
GMO?
that's a good question. I don't even know the question behind that, Campbell. Maybe I don't think on an industrial level. Maybe on a family garden level you do because most because once they put GMO into your ground, it destroys your soil. It won't grow regular seeds anymore. It
So what
destroys that. So
exactly? And what I'm trying to say is something very simple. For any sort of governor, state, country, such as in the first
what they're
world,
gonna
okay, in these first world countries,
Mm-hmm.
for them to come out and say that they are not doing GMO anymore is
it's a
a
lie.
lie.
Lie
It's
because they can't plant that.
yeah,
Exactly.
it's a very big lie because if you look at it, the indigenous seeds in these countries disappeared a long time ago.
Exactly. The seeds would go. But like I said, you can always there's a certain way, guys, that you can I told you guys this 5 years ago. And I teach you a certain way you can take a GMO seed and you can put it back to primal code. You have to put it under a magnetic field, and you can get the GMO out, and you take it back to prime code. And remember, before they make something GMO, it always has something from the natural. So you can take everything GMO and actually turn it back into the natural, uh, which means it's prime code, it's God code, it's God genetics by using
Yeah,
static fields.
I get
Okay,
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Kit. But question is, why will they do that for us? How
they're
do
not
they
gonna
do
do
it?
no. They're not gonna do that because the whole
Exactly,
thing was
and
to make sure. The
that's
whole
my
thing was to
point.
make sure. Yeah, they're not gonna do that. And you talking about the technology behind. Yeah, they wouldn't. Most people wouldn't even know this technology I'm talking about. What I'm even saying. So this everything I always talk about, never even in the mainstream. I'm always 10 years ahead. So you're right. Most Americans won't even know, and most people around the world don't even know what I'm saying. So
So
you're right.
It said I had to check, of course, if Florida has banned GMO, so I
Mhm.
was wrong.
It hasn't.
Florida does not ban
I mean-
GMO food. Florida has banned
They
the production of sale of lab-grown meat, also, of course, known as
the
cultivated
lab meat, yeah.
food.
So
But we
they were
have
already
we
selling
have
it.
But like Campbell said, it's true. They can't because they've already, like you said, it's already full of GMO here, and the soil can't produce regular seeds anymore, Joe. They destroyed. Once you put GMO into your ground, Joe, you've destroyed the microorganism of that ground.
have to keep on being
And and
dependent on
and,
it.
and,
Yes,
and then here's
yes,
the thing. Here's the long-term effect. For you to get this soil back to optimum planting,
How do you do that? By the way, I've always been curious.
you
exactly.
you have to actually
Exactly.
rid of it of any GMO and start planting and using natural manure. And when I say natural, I mean the,
Cow
the,
Natural.
dung.
the no,
Oh
not even
shit.
just cow dung.
Mhm.
The cow should not come from genetically modified breeds. It should be an indigenous cow.
Of course,
Okay?
of course.
It should live in an indigenous means.
Yeah.
That means eat grass and fend for yourself.
So, so,
Actually,
so what?
don't even
That's the reason
introduce
why they. Mhm.
don't even introduce pesticides to this
Of
situation.
course.
Exactly.
Okay?
That is what is killing people
The
now.
environment,
But
the
that's
environment,
why they're coming after Africa so strong right now with the agriculture. Because just like you said, Joe. Remember you did the story with Nigeria. The reason why they also have these terrorists in there, they're killing the farmers, Joby, so they can come in and plant the GMO seeds in their farm. This is diabolical shit they're doing.
Yeah,
Keith,
I
before
know.
you even continue, did you know
Right.
that in Kenya today, it is illegal for farmers to share
So
seeds
now
among
share seeds.
others?
They're now sharing
Okay?
seeds. They just pass it.
Now,
Yeah, I know.
like, like, just imagine this. You're my neighbor. We know each other. We've been farming as neighbors for years. But
Yeah.
now, if you less a bag of seed and you come to my house and I give you the seed that I have, I will be arrested, arraigned in
That's,
court for
yeah, because
giving
that's
you seed.
yeah, just how crazy that is. Because the thing is to make sure they destroy African soil, and then also you pay for your own destruction. And you got these morons who are bought and paid for in Parliament, in Kenyan Parliament, by these cats that use Bill Gates, these other people as front men. Remember, these are front men for the cats. That's what I'm trying to find that video of the Chinese guy who's telling the truth. I was like, he's like, you guys think Elon Musk and Bill Gates got the money? No, you're so wrong. It's the J's. He tell you the truth. Chinese guy telling you the truth. I've been told you that.
Yes,
Those are
yes, okay.
front men.
And here's the thing, and this is what I was trying to get at with what I was trying to explain. For them to get those farms, that soil, to back to optimum conditions, they have to check how long they've been infecting the soil with GMOs, with pesticides. Do you know what it takes to farm? What are these things vegetarians eat? Soya beans. Okay, crazy people who eat soya beans. You have to kill every cricket.
Soybeans. Yeah, soybeans are terrible. You're not supposed to eat them. As Africans, we know we're not supposed to eat soy. Soy is
Yeah,
it's bad for us. Go ahead.
Ile ya yellow.
yeah. No. Soya beans. Hizi unasikianga chai ya soya. I'll show you when we go to the supermarket.
The nasty smelling smells weird.
It smells really weird.
Yeah.
So, and that's why
Brown when
right
blended.
now, if you go to the supermarket
I've
under
grown up being forced to drink soya.
listen,
Whatever.
because you're why you SDA?
No,
Okay.
like my
SDA people like it.
my stepmother just believed in taking shit, so she forced us to take like soya tea.
So here's the thing: to grow soya, you have to kill every cricket, every rat, everything that is above and below the soil, just for these beans to grow. And then you have vegetarians talking about the value of life and the balance and the cycle and whatever. Do you know what it takes to give you your oatmeal? how many pesticides are used to get you your oatmeal. Okay, and we were never meant to be vegetarians. There was nothing about our DNA that made us vegetarians. And such simple policies and ability to influence certain factions, and this is why they go ahead and lobby certain agendas, and they will pay Congress, they will pay the Senate, they will lobby. They call it lobbying. They will lobby the Senate, they will lobby everybody, even you.
It's called lobby because you want to call what it is, bribery.
Yeah. So they will come pay these groups.
It's legal bribery.
Yeah, they will come pay these groups to make certain agendas popular. And then they will start pushing products that are in line to these things. Why? They don't want a healthy society, because a healthy society doesn't need the big pharma industry.
A medical industry, exactly.
A healthy society doesn't need big oil, because you go back to the village setting where, and not like living in a village, but that communal setting where you coexist together peacefully and in harmony with nature and environment. But what will that do for big oil? Big oil wants you to live.
It's not about the system, or the parasitical system.
Yeah. They want you to drive for 6 hours just to see your mom, because that's how they make money. They want you to go and buy medicine that they tell you is medication, but is really drugs. Like, here's the thing, and this is how you know they have nothing good in store for you. The fact that opioids were legal and prescribable for the longest time, while crack was not legal, baffles me. And I'm not saying crack is good. I'm just saying opioids are way worse than crack. Opioids are way worse than cocaine. They're way more addictive than marijuana. They're way more addictive than majority of everything. Okay? And do you know why? They're not natural.
Well, they put them in a pharmaceutical, and that's how you buy them. That's how they make money. That's why Pharma Kid is showed by the cats again, one of the biggest industries on the planet. Money making scams on the planet.
Go check who owns Big Pharma.
You already know who owns it.
So I won't continue much with that video. I want to go through the comments very quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then get into the videos you shared with me as we see what the discussion is about. I see Daddy Harrison, Jason in the building. I see Danny earlier said, I believe the small heart Dutch family, the Van Dance, in quotes, actually controls Trump, specifically through his wife. I think that's what he meant. I also says Trump failed at every business venture he started.
Every business was a flop. Every bit. But since they on the media, Trump is an industrial businessman who's done great business. Trump is a moron. Go ahead.
He also says Trump was just propped up to galvanize racist people in America.
Exactly.
And
fascists.
He also says, remember the Kennedy used to be a prominent small heart family. However, JFK tried to dismantle the central banking machine.
Tried to dismantle it, they got a bullet in the head. Exactly. Kennedy family was part of those families with a smaller branch. They were like the second ring of the inside ring. They was a smaller branch, and they tried. I think his daddy Joseph, was telling him, hey, we're going to probably try to take it down and just try to do right. They said, no, you're not. The fuck you are. Go ahead, Joe.
I also see Baron Scott in the building, Karibu Sana. Danny says small hearts are masters of hiding in plain sight. Andrew Johnson, Vice President of the Confederacy, was actually a small heart.
He was.
So low. I don't know. I can't go up than that. Can you guys hear me clearly? That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. I feel like my voice is just super, super low.
No, just me and Keith are way too loud.
I hear you.
I'm always louder than that.
I know.
But I also see Byron Scott says, Danny, I'm doing well. That is a conversation between you. I will read that. Danny says, read the book called The Devil's Chessboard. The Rothschilds
Yeah,
actually
devil
sold the
chessboard. Yeah.
through Alan Dulles, if I'm pronouncing the name
Mhm.
correctly. I also see Byron says, Keith, does small hats, Manisha, does small hats are planning a world war? Are small hats, that's what you meant? Are small hats planning a world war as
Yes.
we
But
speak?
they're trying to.
Yep. Yep.
They're trying to. See, the whole thing, they're trying to, because everybody keeps believing that you got independent countries. You don't. The smart own control China, they control Russia, they control all of it. And shout out to the Chinese guy. I kept trying to find a bit of Sinajobi. Can't find it when the guy comment. I was surprised the Chinese guy in China knew it. And he called me and said, yeah, we know. We know created China. We know why we rich now and what the hell is going on. We got a whole area of hats in when he said Shanghai. We all of a sudden now moving here. And I said,
Keith.
yeah. So
Keith.
yeah, so behind the scenes, you think when you see the fake news, oh, America against China, China against Russia, BRICS, and all this bullshit, like I told you, the hats created BRICS. So are they gonna create America too with their fake system here, and then say that America's fighting BRICS? No, they're imploding America so they can move everything eastward. That's why I had Joby read that comment when they told you honestly when Joby read what Israel said we're going to have to dump the West and start going east. Remember you read that, Joby?
Yes.
Because they built the east. Go ahead, Campbell.
So what I was trying to say is this, and I was saying this earlier. The best war is a war that is visible on the surface level but doesn't exist. And that's a statement that goes very deep if you know what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm trying to say. That statement applies to both parties in the US the same way it applies to the US and China.
Of
And
course. Exactly.
this is how this is how these people maintain control. They need a war every once in a while. And the
Mm-hmm.
purpose
True.
is population control.
Population control and a reset button where nobody knows shit. And they propagandize the world again with bullshit like they did after
Exactly.
World War I and World War II. They'll set the
Population.
narrative and we'll grow population control. A bunch of people will die, and then the people that are living, you get to say, this would happen, and you all raised with lies again.
Yep.
Exactly.
And shout out to Tika in the building. Also see Jason in the house. He says too much acid in the body makes cancer, stage 4 cancer.
Exactly.
Um,
That's why you want to alkaline your body. As African people, our body's supposed to be alkaline. So that's why we're eating bloody meat and eating a whole bunch of. We're supposed to eat. Our diet's got to be alkaline because it gives us what more oxygen. That's why I told Katie, I was teaching Joby that you can never get any COVID, any none of this shit they talk about. If your body's highly oxygenated, no disease can form in your body. Not cancer, not nothing. That's why you want to make sure your body's your pH levels in your body are highly oxygenated. You'll never get nothing. That's why
And
they don't want to teach you none of this no more.
shout out to Cassius Williams in the building as well. Jason also says
What's going on, Cassius?
my mother smoked cigarettes for 40 years, but the cancer came from medications my mother took. I
God
also
damn.
see
Of
John
course.
Busana.
Because
Daniel
remember,
says,
because nicotine is not bad. Is that you put fire to it. And remember, nicotine was actually. Oh, I'll tell you. If you guys get nicotine in your body, the pure kind, nicotine will kill the VACINEs that they put inside you guys. Pure
Yep.
nicotine. So
And
that's
and
why they don't want to teach you that.
and
Go
and the thing is how
ahead.
Africans used to put or ingest nicotine was orally, right? Like they'd
Yeah,
get the
exactly.
tobacco leaf, dry it, okay, or they'd sniff
Exactly.
it. They'd never light it on fire, okay?
Exactly.
They'd put it in their mouth. Yep, mbaki. That's
Chew 'em.
how
call
the
it in Campbell.
in Kamba it's called mbaki. Okay, they'd
Yeah.
put it in their mouths like these. Zinaitwa jezi whatever za kuweka huku hivi.
Chavez.
Yeah, but how will we explain that to them?
I don't know.
But they take, I know how to keep. You know how
Yeah,
these rednecks be eating tobacco
dipping.
and just
Yeah,
eating it.
dipping. Yeah, be dipping. You talking about where they chew tobacco? Yeah, I know what
Yep.
you say. You take the leaf between your tongue. I mean your teeth, and you would bite on it and then suck the damn juice out of it. I know what you're saying.
Yep. And in that sense, it's medicinal.
It's
That,
yeah. It's medicinal. Exactly. There are no harmful effects. Exactly. But they don't want to teach you that.
yep. But the minute you light it on fire,
Yeah, then it changes its properties. Then it becomes something dangerous because you're filling your lungs up with smoke. But if you just like Cameron said, do it that way. It's medicinal,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
very
that
healthy.
I also see Baranska says all of Europe is a wasteland for growing crops outside of the Ukraine
It
and
is
Russia.
besides
Wow.
the Ukraine. That's what exactly. Outside the Ukraine, Europe is washed up. That's why they need Africa. Exactly. Exactly. Their crop grown is garbage. Is full of pesticides, herbicides, and the ground is glaciated. It's a glaciated soil. So
yep.
that's why they're also fighting for Ukraine because Ukraine still has decent soil levels. Exactly right, Byron. And remember, that's why the cats don't get mad if they blow up Israel. Because remember, as I showed Job shows, their true home is Ukraine. That's why, as Cameron has showed you, all their names were Ukrainians when they changed their name to those Middle Eastern names, right? Because they come from Ukraine. That's old Khazaria. That's their homeland. That's why they want Ukraine.
Fucked up.
Oh yeah. But you know what's even more messed up? They understand that they can't go back to Ukraine and claim it.
This is
Do you
so
know that? They
fucked up.
understand that fact. So what do they
Shit,
do?
they're damn trying it. I mean, not outright. That's why they got the war.
And I'm getting there, Keith. So when they, because they're Ashkenazi, okay?
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
kicked out
Ashkenazi.
of Europe into the Middle
Yeah,
East because they were kicked out of Europe. Like people don't understand how even cartoons portray every evil person as a cat with a small hat
small
and
hat.
the
Yeah.
nose. Even cartoons tell you, like, this is the most evil thing you will ever encounter in your life. Cartoons, as a child, they're trying to subliminally tell you, don't trust the cats with the small hats. You get that? Like, it's primordial in every
But
other
but
culture.
whatever. Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
trust
Because
cats.
what happened? What they doing now? Because this ties into what Joby's talking about the child sex trafficking. So the cats with the hats were known for child trafficking, eating babies, and all other kind of heinous things. So what you see, they got kicked out of the 30 European countries a thousand times. Um,
Let me say
so
this.
I'm gonna give it to you. So what you see, they were known for child molestation and cooking babies and eating them. So you had the Russians say, listen here, you're going to change your religion. We're going to just invade your ass because you're snatching children. We got too many children missing, and we know it's you. And so that's when they changed from the fake religion and adopted what they call the Hebrew religion. And today, 95% of Hebrews or Jewish people are the Khazarians, are the Ashkenazim.
Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Camus.
Once in the recent, like they've been kicked out of so many countries or kingdoms,
Countries.
everything,
Here, Kingdom.
everything. Okay.
Put us up,
Once
Joby. Put us up, Joby.
after they
And
were relegated.
I'm gonna let Camus cook, but pull us up. Say, say the Jews were kicked out of how many European countries? How many times?
So
Let's see if Google. See, remember they on Google. See if Google answers it for us. But go ahead, Camus.
yeah. So they've had a single agenda going back home. And it started immediately after
That's true.
the
That's
end
why
of
they
the
hate the. Yeah. See, we never knew. So Camus is right. They had one objective to get that homeland back. And that's actually true. We didn't know nothing about this. That's why their history is hidden. You know,
Yep.
that's why you never know nothing about the Khazarian Empire. It's like
Yep.
nobody's history books. You don't find. You know, there's a kingdom called Khazaria.
You
You're like, what?
know why? You know why? Because the minute we figure out their history, we figure them out immediately. They're such simplistic creatures.
So let me read this. It says the Jews
What does it say?
have faced numerous explosions throughout history, with the number of countries they were expelled from estimated to be around 109, according to the Anti-Defamation League.
Okay.
And these explosions occurred across various regions at the time and time periods, including medieval Europe and the
Medieval.
medieval, sorry, draw Mosquito, don't come at me, and the the Muslim world. Yeah.
But question.
So remember, this the ADL tell you this fake organization of theirs. They're not telling you the reason why they were kicked out, and not telling you how many times they were kicked out, several thousand times, because they always got caught, Joby, impoverishing the people. Because now they got full control now of the whole world. So they always end up what? Impoverishing the people with their money scam. I'm gonna tell you the reason. They always got found out eating the babies, and having sex with children and child and human trafficking, Joe. Every time.
And so, as I continue, so straight after the World War II, the Jays, with the Zionistic movement, okay, after acquisition of land in the Middle East,
Palestine.
Yep, they start their plan to go back home. Do you know how? The Cold War. Okay? They reduced the USSR to manageable parts very quickly. Because the USSR was a formidable opponent. They would have never.
Well, no, it was never formidable. They controlled the USSR. They created that.
I know.
They created that, Camus. Because they wasn't that formal. They created the USSR because they. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna give you a chance. So before you got the First World War, Jews going to Russia, like I told Joby, they tried to kill the Tsar the first time. The Tsar kicked them out and sent them to Germany. This is where they get prominence in Germany, right? And so they eventually come back and overthrow the Tsar. That's why Joby looked up, and he had when Joe was reading, I think it was Danny's comments a couple of weeks ago, how that money came from Vienna, from Switzerland. Switzerland is the home of the Jays. That's their main headquarters. So that money to overthrow Russia and become the USSR, that's why all your Bolsheviks, as Joby read, were all cats. Lenin was a cat. Trotsky was a cat. Stalin was a cat. And what they do, when they got there, they committed what? Genocide. They murdered 20 million Russians and Ukrainians. Murdered them all.
Yep.
That's what they do. So that's what they were setting up. Go ahead.
Personally, I assume we are all educated in recent history and how all that happened. I assume we are not all subscribing to the narrative that is pushed by the media. So understanding
none of their narratives.
I'm saying that the USSR was the first victim of what the USA is going through right now. They ditched them.
Oh yeah, but they imploded it. Yeah.
Whatever, and it's happening. And this is where denial comes in, because most U.S. citizens are in denial of the fact.
But they don't know the history.
Yeah,
they don't know the history that you're saying, Camus, but a lot of them do know.
So the union that created these states is about to implode. Why?
Yeah.
They don't serve each other mutually beneficially anymore. Everybody has an agenda, and the funding is being pulled out and channeled elsewhere. All the money that you keep these people
goes to the
happy,
cats.
deployed, and it's being pumped elsewhere. So what the US is going through right now is what the USSR went through back then.
Exactly. But
So when they say,
all created by the cats. The cats are doing.
oh,
And they've admitted we're gonna bleed America dry. Yeah, Netanyahu, we're gonna do like we did. We're gonna bleed it dry. We're gonna leave it bones so it can't attack us, and everything's going to the east. China,
yep,
China.
yep. And
Already said that.
with that knowledge in mind, you have to look at it from the point of, from the time they acquired that piece of land in the Middle East, they started the plan to go back home to Europe. Okay? And
They did.
the first point was destroying the empire they created. That is the USSR. I didn't feel like I had to say
Well,
that fact. We all understood that fact, right?
true,
So the minute they destroy that, they create manageable countries. And
true,
then they start selling the agenda of NATO to all these countries. Join this
true,
organization, that join this. And what are they doing? They're encroaching closer and closer to Ukraine because the goal
true.
is home. Ashkenazi. The
That's
goal.
true. True as Ukraine again. You're right. And I'm not gonna stop here, Cam. And what Cam was saying is true because you guys don't know. The Ukrainians are saying there are cats coming and taking over whole swaths of Ukraine and now walling it off. Said only cats are allowed in this area today.
Yep.
So he's right. Go ahead, Cam.
So the plan became, how do we intimidate Russia to a point where they have no option but to invade, because instability is opportunity.
True.
Okay, so they start with what did they call it, region?
I was talking about the Lugansk and the Donetsk region.
Yeah, they start with that. There was this whole Crimea. Okay, so they start with, because Crimea had a lot of similarities with Russia than Ukraine, the Crimean people. So they always had more
Where
loyalty
the, where,
to,
where the Russian speaking. People in
yep,
Crimea are actually ethnic Russians.
yep. So the easiest, and Crimea was part of Ukraine, by the way. Okay. So what do? They start weaponizing and radicalizing Crimean people, knowing fully well, okay, that if this happens, and people need to understand that a lot of Russians are Muslim. You all don't know how many. I know there are Orthodox Jews, but a lot of these people are Muslim. That's why in Afghanistan there was a rumor that if you see red bearded Taliban, fear them, because these people are from Europe.
They're not. Well, they're
Don't
not.
start.
Well, they're not. Well, they're not from Russia. They're from what you call the former, what you just called the USSR, the former Soviet Union. That's
Listen,
Chechnya. That's Chechnya, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. So those guys you're talking about.
I was watching this documentary with this US Marine explaining how difficult it was fighting these Chechnyan guys, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's like they're indoctrinated to an insane level. So Crimea had Orthodox Jews and Muslims. So they radicalized the Muslims, okay? They weaponized the Muslims. They start instructing the Muslims against, no, the Christians themselves and Mother Russia. What does Putin do? He claims Crimea to protect his country. That is the first stance. They keep pushing now, and you have to understand that the cats with the small hearts are masters of strategy. They will
Of
never
course.
let you. They will never let you have, and this is why they're slipping up right now. they're losing the upper hand in propaganda. They've always
Yeah,
been so good at
exactly,
propaganda.
exactly. And understand right now. So we're gonna understand what Cameron said is that's the main fact. And understand TikTok now has been taken over. I want you to understand your TikTok has an IDF. Now, why we got an IDF working now as the main resource on TikTok? IDF, you know the Israeli Defense Force. You guys know what the IDF is. Israeli Defense Force. You can look it up. She's now the head of TikTok International. So, Cameron just said, to make sure you're getting propaganda, because TikTok has been too dangerous. Why would I have to be from the IDF? Because they run the world. That's why. The cats. We go ahead, cats.
Yeah, and what you have to understand is all of them are IDF. They all go through the army. Okay? The entire country is at a certain age, everybody enlists.
Yes. But they force, like I said, they're forced to. It's mandatory.
Yep, they find the most promising, and that's the Mossad. Okay? So what do? They go ahead, they conduct that war. They start, and the intermediaries, it's a war through intermediaries, right? So once they have that propaganda nailed down, what do? They arm Ukraine and tell them you're trying to reacquire a region that has been annexed from you, Crimea. And if you go through the history books, these were some of the last regions for Russia to give up because they considered them parts of Russia.
Yeah, Russia. Well, you understand, but the Russians actually gave. It was. Put us up, Joe. We put up. Damn. What's the Russian? Say. Russia gives. What the hell was his damn? What was the guy's name doing doing him and Kennedy? You guys tell me the guy's name down in.
It starts with P.
The prime minister of the Soviet Union. What was his name? Don't start with. What's his damn name? The fat dude. What was his name? I keep wanting to say it wasn't Brezhnev after because he got fired and they put Brezhnev in there then. What was his name? Chechkov. Whatever his name. What was the prime minister of Russia during the Russian missile crisis? Khrushchev. Put it up. Say Khrushchev. Say Khrushchev gives Crimea to the Ukraine. Khrushchev. Say the prime minister of the Soviet Union, because it wasn't, gives Crimea to Ukraine.
Whatever.
I don't know how to spell his damn name. Khrushchev.
Yeah, but exactly what I'm saying, right? These were some of the last regions to be given up. And the cats with the small hats always understand the right buttons to push to get things moving accordingly.
Pardon the sentence, just a minute,
Khrushchev gives up to Ukraine.
Say what year did Khrushchev give Crimea back to give Crimea to the Ukraine? Because it was never part of Ukraine, it was part of Russia. Because actually it was the Ottomans. The Ottoman Turks had it. And then Russia fought a war back in 1700 or 60 something. Russia took Crimea away from the Turks, from the Ottomans. Go ahead, Joe.
It was never Russian.
No, it was never Russian because it became Russian.
Ukrainian. It was always Russian.
It says Nikita Khrushchev.
Yeah.
Of the Soviet Union in 1958, and he was formally elected to the position on March 1958. This made him the leader of the Soviet Union, holding both the position of first secretary and the Communist Party and
leader.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but what year did he give up Crimea to Ukraine?
Great.
Yeah, let's get that. You can actually ask it by voice, right?
I don't feel like.
But once they do that, okay.
1954.
1954.
Okay.
When dismantling the USSR.
They started dismantling it was in the late 80s doing Gorbachev. Because the cats put Gorbachev in there yeah, Gorbachev to manage the breakup of it. So the whole thing, but I don't think that's why I know they control it, but they really wanted to break up Russia. Even though they broke up the Soviet Union, they wanted to also take Mama Russia and break it up. But
exactly, and it's still that agenda is well underway.
It's still on the table. It's still on the table. They still want to break Russia up into 5 separate countries. Yeah,
it's doing really well because all their agendas towards Mother Russia have always been isolation. They got them kicked out of the G7, or was it the G8 something, or the G6?
It was a D20. It was a D20.
Russia, when Russia at one point even requested to join NATO.
Yeah, they told them no. Yeah, yeah, brother.
Like,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Right after the Soviet Union collapsed.
Yeah, NATO was a whole organization that was developed to fight the
Soviet Union.
Okay, they've already done that. Disband, my guys. Disband. You have no reason for existence, but the fact that they continued existing and pushing closer to Mother Russia. At some point, Putin was like, look, fine. How about we join you guys so that we are no longer at loggerheads? Okay? Because we can do a lot of good together than apart. They were like, nah, you're the enemy, my guy. Okay? You are our cause for existence. And when you join us, we become obsolete. And they went ahead and started influencing every neighboring country around Russia to join NATO. So what happens?
Exactly. They were taking back the old, what Cameron is talking about. That was the old Soviet satellite states that were part of the Soviet Union. They were taking the old satellite Soviet Union countries and then adding them toward NATO. And they promised they wouldn't do that. And Putin said, we told you, you can't take our previous countries that we control and pull them into NATO. Because understand, Europe, before the cats, like Cameron just said, if you go history, the cats have always been invading Russia. Always. Let's understand, they put Napoleon in power, they put all these countries in power. Every time, the cats were always invading Russia because Russia refused to put a central bank in Russia. They refused to put one of the cats' central banks in there. So they were constantly being invaded by Europe, by Britain, by France, by whoever, by the Germans, all the time. And so, like I said, by 1917, they just decided to overthrow the country from within. And like I told Jovi, like how they killed the whole Tsar's family, which is the king of Russia. They killed the whole family, wiped them out. Because they told Tsar Nicholas, the Tsar. They told named that the Tsar is a euphemism from the term Caesar from Rome. That's where you get the term Tsar from. So meaning the king. So
fun fact. Anyway, fun fact, okay? Did you know that Jewish banks declared war on Germany? It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah, but they declared banks on Germany because why? Because Germany said we're the same thing Kenya did. Germany said we got to get rid of this fake money. We got to get rid of this damn central bank that controls everything. That was in Hitler's Mein Kampf. We got to get rid of this Jewish money system that runs the world. That's in his book Mein Kampf.
And that was the start of World War II.
Exactly. They had to get rid of his ass because they said it was a war against the German people because they were trying to get rid of what? The power of the Jewish money that controls the planet. Said we got to get out. We got to stop this fucking fake ass money scam.
And we know which child is Jewish money. Okay? Shout out to Roth. Okay, so
Shit, they run the world through it. Yeah.
no, hey yo, all my rocks is black, but nah, I never hit that far. But um, shit.
But
But
go ahead, Jay. We
listen,
play this video before we run out of time. Listen to these videos.
let me finish, right?
Go ahead.
And this is the plan that they have been at since they were
That's true.
kicked out of Europe. A very simple plan.
That's true.
Re-entry into Europe with land that we can claim is ours.
But see, what Cameron's saying is true, though. Let me put a copy of what Cameron's. That's why they said that we had to destroy all the. Remember, all the monarchies were destroyed. They destroyed the French monarchy. They kept the British. They destroyed because they controlled the British. They controlled the French monarchy. They destroyed the French monarchy, the German monarchy, the Russian monarchy, the damn what's this one called? The Hungarian
All
the Austrian-Hungarian. They destroyed them exactly. So they could. So no one would stop what Campbell is saying and trying to reclaim Ukraine. They destroyed all the monarchies. Go ahead.
And
Go ahead, Kevin.
you know the reason for that is simple, right? Because monarchs represent sovereignty. They
See,
represent
exactly.
okay. So if I'm a monarch in Russia and its neighboring regions, you cannot come create a country in my region
Exactly.
without going
Exactly.
to war with me.
To me, exactly.
Okay, so and that's why in a lot of European history, you see them going to war with each other to create new kingdoms
Exactly.
between each other. Okay, so they destroy the monarchs, they destroy the former USSR that they had created. Okay, and what was the next plan now? The next plan was, now that you are Ukraine by yourself, how do I weaken your system from within so that
That's true. Take it over.
I can cause this dishevelment amongst your people, divide and conquer type of mentality. And they were lucky with the current president. They got a comedian, okay?
But they will put him in there. He's a cat. Remember? They put him in. He's a puppet. He's a cat. They put him in there. He's a comedian who used to play the piano with his penis. He's a cat. That's why they put him in there. He's a cat.
So once they got Zelensky.
Zelensky. Zelensky.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pronounce a full name. I might be Mossaded tonight. I like being alive, man. So shit. If I moved to Palestine, I'd be dead. But once
we all be.
And you remember the way they got the Ukraine to join or to want to start this war was through a NATO loan.
NATO. They said they don't try to get them to join NATO. Or they said, hell no.
And Russia offered to match that loan with better terms. But they were like, nah. So what did they do? They got rid of that a democratically elected president.
The CIA overthrew his ass.
They put in a comedian and off a war started. So what do we have now? We have Ukraine being a wasteland. And kindly, if you understand this and you can look at the schematics and the timelines and how they create regions where they want to move to, look at the similarities between Ukraine and Palestine. Okay? Ukraine is a war zone that is being perpetuated by people having agendas. Like, there is no reason for this war to continue.
Well, it exists. Exactly. Everybody keeps saying, let's make peace. They can say, we can't make peace. Oh, you have Britain and America because they're controlled by the cat. No, we can't have peace no matter what. Why? Why don't we just have peace? The war should be over. No. It's like Chambers is saying. They want all of Ukraine for the hacks. That's what this is about. They want their old homeland. So now most people can see it the same way Chambers can see it. They want that old homeland. That's what this is about.
They're going back home. And that's why Let me finish.
You're not finishing.
15 seconds.
No.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's why you see them doing the most to get kicked out of the Middle East. Okay, they're literally
I think they can try.
inflicted.
I think they're gonna allow that to get blown up, like you said. So I think they're gonna allow that to be destroyed. You're right. We're going, Joby.
Black Americans do not have a home. That was what was said on my comment section on my previous video by my African brothers and sisters. Okay, come to think of it for a second. Why do we run from our so-called home and come to live in a homeless land? Why do we do that? Why are we Africans running from poverty, broken system, and war to live in a homeless land? Why are we doing that? While there was one who stayed, fought, built, and survived through 400 years of hell, Black Americans may not know their village or tribe, but let me tell you, these people stayed and built a rhythm, a culture, and an unbroken soul that is unmatched. These people turned pain into power, they turned shame into culture. They made a place that was feeling like nowhere into somewhere. Before you run into my comment section and say they don't have a home, ask yourself, what type of home are we Africans running from? And what type of home did Black Americans build?
Yeah, so that's the first video.
For the next one, Joby. Yeah. I forgot about that one. I should never said that one.
What's your reaction? That guy said you don't have a home. What's your reaction?
No, he was defending that you do have home. He said Africans come in his comment section talking stupid, saying Black Americans. He said the comments were coming and saying Black Americans don't have a home. He said you sound stupid because you run over there to the home that they built for your ass to come here. Because you wouldn't be allowed to come here without us fighting in the streets. Because like I said, most Africans don't know the history. You were not allowed to come into America. There was a zero policy on Black people coming in until Black people in America said we started fighting because we said it more. We said we wanted more of our people up in here, so they would at least come and help. But like I said, we didn't know. Like that's one of the business of the show. We didn't know that Africa wasn't collective, that it was tribal. We didn't know what Joby said, that you guys seen culture as a tribe. So culture has nothing to do with the tribe, but that's where Africans see culture from tribal shit. We didn't know that. So we didn't know you weren't going to come in and be our, see, we see you as a brother. Joby as a brother, a sister, a brother. You as a brother. We see African people as us. African people don't see each other as each other. You guys see yourself as separated. And so you hate on each other and you backstab each other. We didn't know that. We say, hey,
can I contradict you a bit?
Go ahead, of course.
Reason I like Keith is because he's different from a lot of Black Americans I've interacted with. Most Black Americans that I've interacted with in Kenya have a chip on their shoulder. Okay, like they put, and this is why you hear Africans having some sort of attitude, right?
Okay.
Like they pull up to the continent and they act like we should bow down.
Wow.
The most interactions,
you're dealing with ignorance. That's ignorance.
I've had similar interactions with Black Americans as I've had with Jews. Condescending. Very condescending opinions that malign and disrespect Black people. And I mean, and this is what they say. And I've had some interactions with them. They call us the indigenous Africans. Okay? And they say,
okay, now you're dealing, because listen, Canvas, you know that these African Americans you're dealing with are ignorant, right? So you can't, you understand when you're dealing with ignorance and just laugh and shake your head and walk away. You're dealing with ignorance, and only through ignorance that they feel like they're going to condescend to you, because these people really don't know shit about Africa. So I would just turn my back and say, this motherfucker's a moron.
And listen, Keith, basically, you'll find the condescending nature is the same, and the narrative is the same as when, and I've had a few interactions with a completely Jewish crowd, right? A while back, me and some friends did catering for a certain synagogue in Nairobi. If y'all know what synagogues are, right? So
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think we know what synagogues are. Campus.
it was a bar mitzvah. No, not everybody does. So it was a bar mitzvah, if y'all know what that is as well. And
Black Americans know what a bar mitzvah is. They know what a synagogue is. Remember, these cats rule this place, so we know.
Yep.
Bar mitzvah guys is when a kid reaches 13, he goes into manhood, and we know what the synagogue is.
Let's wake up the world then. Let's wake up the world. So if you don't know, go find out. But so the interaction was basically the same. Okay? Like
I think it would be worse. Go ahead.
Let me finish. The entitlement that superiority.
Are you trying to tell me the black Americans that treat you as bad as the Jays?
Yup.
The cats? For real?
Yup.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
that's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You'll find this time, I've had very cordial interactions with open Aryans. Okay, they have swastikas on, but we have a conversation based off you are you and I am me. So let's talk. And they come over here for holidays all the time. If you're at the coast, if you're in Nanyuki,
who?
Naivasha.
Who's that? Who?
Aryans.
But who?
Aryans.
Aryans.
Fascists. Yes.
You're talking about the white people?
Yup. We've had.
They just been your best behavior. They're not your buddy.
They ain't. They actually hate on you to your face.
I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something.
What I'm trying to say is, Keith, before you finish, what I'm trying to say is the fact that we have the same interactions with Black Americans, with Jays,
is wrong.
And Aryan people are the ones willing to actually put it on your face and like tell you like you're a lesser whatever than me is quite alarming, because it means
it is alarming.
If these people, the majority of the
now listen. Now what you guys listen to Cameras? Wait, Cameras. Let me finish. Cameras don't talk. Now, you see what Cameras is saying? That's the same thing you Black Americans are saying about the Africans. You see the Africans come out to America, treat you like shit, talking about they better than you. So he's saying the same thing about Black Americans going to Africa. So you're saying the same thing about each other. Because that's what you got on this app. Oh, these goddamn Africans come over here. They think they're better than somebody. Talk to somebody. Try to talk down to somebody. You guys are getting the same. So these are people from Black America and Africa with you bad manners. Because you're doing the same thing on TikTok from both of us. Because that's what these pretending Negroes are talking about. Oh, these Africans, they come over, they think they're better than us, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. They talk crazy to us. They talk down to us. That's what you'll see all day long on TikTok. You hear them say the same thing Canvas is saying. And wrong behaviors is wrong. Good.
Says a group of more than half a dozen young men attacked him. It happened outside a local theater in Simi Valley late Friday night.
And I ended up yelling, like,
that's what I'm gonna talk about.
So somebody help me, and they backed off a little bit, and so I took the opportunity to run away.
He says a friend happened to come by in a car and drove him home. One of the alleged attackers is the son of a Simi Valley police member. Simi Valley police said, "We can confirm that one of the juveniles on scene is related to a member of Simi Valley Police Department." Michael says he suffered a concussion, broken teeth, and other injuries. He tells us he does not want what happened to him to happen to anyone else.
And they were just yelling at me, just racial slurs. I was fearing for my life, honestly, because I was only getting hit in the back of the head. And Look, I didn't know if I was gonna make it out of there.
This is the third video I've seen this week. I kid you not. This week, in the last 7 days, this is the third video I have seen of white kids jumping random black men. The first two, I don't know why I didn't make a video on it, and I'm regretting it now.
This is a child. He's 17. He's not a man.
But this is the third video I have seen. Third video I have seen. Do you know what causes this? When you've been enslaved by people that you are literally physically superior to, you've been enslaved when they get your mind and they do this to you.
You're superior to these people.
Was I supposed to share this one? No.
Just continue. It's a very relevant story.
Go, Jim. I want to explain something. How bad? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You
explain after. Go ahead.
Peace and forgiveness over vengeance. And you let
always do
rule you. We literally have senators whose ancestry, whose family owned slaves. So nothing changed. They went from owning you to deciding what rules you will live under. And you did nothing about it. You did not seek vengeance. You decided to let it God. But see, we're not nice people. Before you come here, we're not nice. See how we treat each other. That's a measure of who we are. We're not nice. We're afraid of them. We are a conquered.
That's true.
Race of men and women. And when I say and women, our women are willingly, till today, right now, everything that's happening, our women are willingly. Oh my God, where is the slave master? Please, my life would be better if I dated one of them. My children would be better if they look like. Right now, the men are weak, pathetic, conquered. The women are conquered and want to breed out their race with those same men. We are pathetic.
Yeah.
So let me finish. So what he's saying, I mean, not what he's saying, but what happened during this altercation, this young man was coming out of the movie theater, and the police department was right across the street. Not a big street, a small, like, alley street. They seen these white kids beating the shit out this boy, and they did nothing. It's only because this video went viral that now the police are now forced to do something. These kids have not been charged. This boy was put in the hospital, damn near beat to death. Right? He's too young to carry his farm. When you get 18, boy, your parents better go get you that steel. You better go get your steel. When you're 18, go get that Glock. You better go get it. And keep it on you at all times. Don't ever leave home without it. Don't leave home without that Glock. So, to address what he's saying, I said, globally, we are a race of cowards. Globally. Because you can't explain how you're the majority, even Africa, you got all the resources, but you won't fight this cracker. You won't get your resources back. Like South Africans, you got a small minority ruling you in a country that's yours. So this is a global problem. Go ahead, Camus.
I'm trying to ask something. Why would a group of
white kids,
community, okay, see their brothers being subjugated to violence that is unwarranted, seeing their brothers and sisters and cousins, uncles, aunties, grandmas, grandpas murdered by the same people that are supposed to protect them, see injustices done to them throughout history, see the same people that did them wrong rule them, and still submit to the same people. What I'm trying to say is that has to be
okay. I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you. You had something called the fake civil rights movement with this fake ass Martin Luther King shit. It said that black people need to lay their arms. If you know, before that, we were fighting in the street against these motherfuckers. It was open warfare in the streets, as Joby showed so many shows. Open warfare in the streets, shooting them down in the open warfare in this bitch. That's why you had the Black Panthers. I mean, Joby, before you show that, hold that right there. Do this for me, Joby, real quick. Go to the movie, go to the scenes, go to YouTube, and say the scene, the Black Panther scene when they confront the police with their weapons. Say the Black Panther movie, the scene where the Black Panthers confront the police with their weapons. That's what was happening. But then they said, oh, these are the same shit in South Africa. Let's do with peace and love and all that other fuck nigga shit.
The Black Panther scene where
The Black Panther scene when the Panthers confront the police with their weapons. If you don't, I can look up Joe and send it to you if you need me to. You know that scene. He said, you respect him as officer. He said, if you take my weapon, I'll shoot you in the street.
Mm-hmm.
So we had two types of black people at this time. Remember, the cats created MLK. MLK is a cat creation. Peace and love bullshit. Go ahead, Joe. Yeah, let me put the disclaimer up first, Joby. And YouTube, this is for educational purpose only. So let me put this up. Hold on. This is part of the Copyright Act. See whatever the number is right there. This for educational purposes only.
So you have to understand, right?
Let me show you then.
Go ahead, Joby. See this? So because they would always beat our ass, they would beat us without no problem. Nothing would ever happen to them.
Hey, y'all, come out here. It's the police. It's the brothers from Philly. Get some backup. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
You guys Black Panthers are coming. Blood.
So, Huey, so what's your telephone number?
Well, I confirm with you my address. That's all I'm required by California law to do. He ain't broken no law.
Then what are you doing with that gun?
Well, what are you doing with yours?
Let me see that rifle, son.
No. It's my private property. According to California law, we got a constitutional right to bear arms.
That's true. Okay, move along. Go on about your business.
Wait, brothers and sisters, no. You ain't got to go nowhere. This is your business. Stay right here. The law says, as long as you stand a reasonable distance, that's 8 to 10 feet to be exact, you got a right to observe the police carrying out their duties. From what I can see, you're standing 22 feet away from this man. So, brothers, ain't no law being broken.
That's right. You stay right where you are. You ain't got to go nowhere.
Is that gun loaded, boy?
Fish and game law clearly states it's unlawful to carry a live round of ammunition in the chamber of a shotgun or rifle in a vehicle. Pig.
Refer to him as officer. Then don't you refer to him as boy.
Well, is it loaded?
I tell you, officer, it wasn't, but now it is.
Ooh, that's a badass nigga. Now, for the last time, boy, what do those guns mean?
They mean, pig, that the Black Panther Party declares you try to brutalize our community, you try to take our weapons. We'll shoot you, man.
Back.
Jesus, I think I done died and gone to heaven.
Yeah, that's
No, a good thing. Thanks, Joe. Now go to other business. Now understand, the Black Panther Party was infiltrated by the CIA and the FBI to destroy it. Because any kind of black resistance, see, this is a threat to white power globally. And so this was the fights in the streets that as Joby showed, we showed through many shows, through in Detroit, the rise, Newark. So this was the fighting in the streets. Oh, did I lose Joby? So anyway, so this was the fighting in the streets. And so when you got mad at the Africans coming on, you didn't understand. We thought you were going to be collective. We fought to get more black people in here to help us with white supremacy. We didn't know you were tribal. We didn't know you would see us as a different tribe, and you would start undermining what we did here in America fighting this crap. Because in Africa, you've been on the same kind of rules, but you were taught to love this beast in your history books. You were told love. We live with these evil motherfuckers. You had lost that through your revolutions, the Mama. You will now lull back to sleep and think these people were your friends. They're not your friends. They've never been our goddamn friends. So we are collective. We thought you would come over and be collective. So this is the problem you got with the diaspora wars happening. Right? You gotta understand both sides. Go ahead, Candace.
Keith, with that narrative in mind, I want to ask something, right?
Of course, go ahead.
Have we, in the recent past, have we won against the Caucasian in any sense? Because in Africa, they left, but not really. They're still.
They never left. Yeah, they never left. Yeah.
In the US, despite segregation and slavery being abolished, the same
and that system still exists. Exactly. It's more sophisticated.
So at what point can we as Black people say that we've had a victory, or
we haven't? We haven't. We haven't. We can't. In America or Africa, we can't say we've had a victory. And to make sure, and the thing is to make sure we always stay separated. So that's why the morons come to Africa and try to treat you like crap. That's why the Africans come to America and try to treat people like crap, because they're indoctrinated with lies about one another. The whole thing, since the Africans are the majority of the planet, all things that keep you discombobulated, disjointed, and never coming together. So that's why you got the Afro-Brazilians are now getting involved on TikTok. As he said, hey, we got to stop this shit and come together as African people, because we suffer the same thing in Brazil. We can't have no more of this division. We can't afford it. He's like, they tell me, we can't afford no more of this tribal shit. We're from Africa, but we can't afford it. We can't afford the tribalism. We got to be a collective unity, because we got to fight these people. Like you said, we got to get a victory. The victory I see happen now is Kenya waking up, finally, Burkina Faso, Mali. That's why the crackdown in Kenya is so brutal. That's why they're trying to kill Ibn Traore, because at the end of the day, African unity is a threat to everybody's power. Not just white power, it's a threat to white power, Chinese, Asian power, and East Indian power. Because remember, when they made this crooked pyramid scheme, they put white on top, black on the bottom, and all other races in the middle. So the Indians don't want to go to the bottom. The Asians don't want to go to the bottom. So they'll fight with the white supremacists to make sure this pyramid scheme, even though they're not on top, they'll keep the system going. Because with us now flipping it, flipping that, what they call the global chessboard, us flipping that shit, they worry about where they're going to land. Are they going to be in the bottom? Are they going to be in the middle? They're going to be halfway on top? Because, and as Africans always rule, we rule from justice. We are just people. So all this criminality, all this other shit that are going on, that shit comes to an end. All the child rape, all this shit comes to an end. That's what everybody's afraid of. That's why all races are against black people. All of them. We have no friends. That's why as African people, I can't afford to hate on Camish or Joby, someone in South Africa, someone in Ghana, someone in Nigeria. Because as an African, I got no goddamn friends except another African. That's what you better get to your fucking skull. I can't hate on the African in Brazil. I can't hate on the African in Jamaica. I can't hate on the African in Haiti. Because the whole world is fighting against us as African people.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joe. Yeah, go, Joe. Yeah, go, Joe.
I don't care what the pretendians think they are. They could tell me they were a dog or
and that's what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. These pretendians, that's why the algorithm is from. These pretendian Negroes are destroying black men. They think all of us are stupid. These dumbass pretendians. They think everybody, Black American, believes in this FBA shit. We don't. But go ahead, Joe. These morons are destroying us. They think we all stupid. Go ahead, Joe.
All Black Americans. Pretendians are so loud and wrong online, it makes people think all Black Americans are dumb.
They think we're all stupid now. What can we pretend?
You mean to tell me Europeans go to Europe, Germans go to Germany, Caucasians go to the Caucasus Mountains?
This is more. Pause. This is what I'm talking about. Why we should never integrate it. They create a whole group of fucking walking around idiots because these white people never cared about educating us. That's why I told you we're dumber today than we were 40 years ago under our parents and grandparents. This is a moron. And I think he's too stupid to be a moron. And that's all they are. He's too stupid to even be a moron. Go ahead, Jovi.
Germany is a country within Europe.
No shit.
The Caucasus Mountains are a region that people who are Caucasian stem from, not a country. But continue.
Jamaicans go to Jamaica. Hondurans go to Honduras. Africans don't even say they're African.
Jamaica is not a race, you fucking moron. Jamaica is not a race. They're African. The race is African, stupid. Jamaica is a nationality. You goddamn moron. Jamaica is not a race of people, stupid. Jesus Christ. Go ahead. Fucking crazy.
Wherever they from, you feel me?
Jamaica, Honduras, and Puerto Rico are made up countries in the Americas, just like the United States of America.
Exactly. Made up by white people.
Who are the people that exist within Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and Honduras? The native Taino Indians, Arawak Indians, Carib Indians, Africans who are descendants of formerly enslaved Africans, and Europeans. The same exact makeup of people who are in America. And we are called Black American because we are American.
Now that we've eliminated pretty much everybody, who is from America? I need to know who is from America. Now they got this one nationality that got their name changed like 4 or 5 times from Negro, colored, African American, Black, and nobody stopped to question why none of these names tied to a landmass. Can someone please point out on the map where
That's why it's dangerous. Everybody can have the internet.
Colored kin? Where is African America? Where is Black kin?
This is a failure of the
Where did you go to school at, moron? Go ahead, yo. Jesus Christ.
And we just keep letting this happen. Who are the true Americans?
And he's gonna be somebody, and he's probably somebody's father. Jesus Christ.
To prove a conspiracy theory that we are Native American, you are ignoring the fact that the Native Americans, the indigenous
still here
of the Americas, exist and are still alive today.
Exactly.
And furthermore, the descendants of those formerly enslaved people, us, are factually American because we were forcibly brought here and we are the foundation of this nation. You can give Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and Honduras and think that their people are from there, but they exist the same way we do. Do you see how the logic is fucking crazy to me? But he keeps going.
He's a moron.
Like me, we got our names changed like 50,000 times, and nobody ever said. Somebody keep giving us names that don't even tie to a landmass. Who are the true Americans? Do not say the Indians. Indians go to India. If the Indians was here, India.
You don't know the difference between India, moron, and scammers. They were called Indians because they thought they were supposed to go into India. And so they reclassified the Native Americans as it, not the Indians from India, you fucking dummy. Where'd you go to school at, you fucking moron? They're talking about the Indians. They reclassified Native Americans as Indians here, not East Indians from India. That's been known. But you're too stupid to even know that. And that's why you're dangerous all on the internet. They say, this is why Black Americans are stupid. The next video I'm going to make laugh. Shout out to the South African sister. She got her. What's wrong with you Black Americans? What's wrong with this educational system? Yeah, go ahead, Cam.
I was going to ask the same question. Like, God damn. Is this what y'all learn at school? Like,
no.
People are over there.
But you do got a lot of dummies, and most of them are online saying they're foundational Black Americans, Indians. So it's become crazy. That's how you know this is pushed on purpose. This is a psyop that pushed this in the algorithm to cause division and to show black people in America as complete morons. Because this is absolutely crazy. Go ahead.
You know, if I had a time machine, I'd take that nigga back to 1892 and just live in that and let himself be considered American or Indian or whatever the fuck he wants. Give me freaking cotton real quick.
We're going to finish the last one.
Here first, this place would have been called Indian. So they probably changed the name of this place too if you see the patterns that's going on. So who's from America?
The premise of your video is just so flawed. Black is not a nationality.
Exactly.
Okay? Black is our ethnic group, and it's a race. We are American. America is a made-up country.
Black America's the ethnic group
of North America.
And we're African. That's our race. We're African people.
Indigenous people never called America. The name America comes from the explorers that came from Europe, and then they named the continents after him. I was having a discussion with my friends yesterday about how dumb people can be and like how comprehension and literacy are really off and how people take ideas and they don't really understand what they're saying.
I was critical thinking. Critical thinking is
hard
dumb.
to fathom that someone can be this dumb and this loud and so sure of himself while contradicting himself within the.
Man, they even dumber than him online. I go through these videos at night on TikTok and my head hurts. You go to some of the live stream, it's literally a panel full of morons. You're like, there's no way people can be this stupid. We're going to play the last one so get you guys out of here.
You said you watched this video until your head hurts. That's crazy.
No, not this one. No, I'm talking about the video. The live stream, Joby. If you go on TikTok, the live stream, Joby, I look to live stream till my head hurts. I've been on live stream, Joby, where there's a panel full of fucking morons, American black morons. Just before we started the show, Joe, right? I was this black girl moron, and talking that slang Joby loves. Joby loves that ghetto hood rat rap. She loves that gorilla talk. So listen, the moron talk. So listen, girl, before I got in here with Joby, they know they talking about we Indian. I don't know why they don't be knowing that. Look at the thing we do. We be here, we be Indian. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck is going on here? So somebody told in the comments that, lady, you're stupid. This is pseudo. You don't make any sense. Well, you talking about I'm pseudo. I'm not pseudo. I'm reading it right off here. Because you read it, dummy. Don't make it real. You know who wrote that? You fucking moron. You understand about cross-referencing? My God. Forget it. I got to get out of here. This isn't Joby live yet. My head hurts. And that's how I know this is a psyop. I know this is a psyop. Because he's talking about Joby getting mad. Even I'm getting mad. And I know I'm being psyop.
The last time you seen a black American look like this, right? There's no black Americans that look like
Wait. To the beginning. Now this is South African that is out to this sister going against this. Wait, Joey, going against this fake black American who's not really black, right? He's a mulatto looking cat. And remember, the destruction of black America.
Because when was the last time you seen a black American?
Wait, Joey, why you keep playing it? Wait.
It's not me.
I'm sorry. The destruction of black America told you. What happened to Africa is that they start creating too many goddamn mulattoes. And the mulattoes always have destroyed black people. Everywhere. Always cause division. The majority of them. That's why you get their ass out the paint immediately. And so I love the way the South African sister is going against this American mulatto. Say, hey, you don't speak for black people. She saying as a collective. For us, the diaspora wars are between black people, not your ass. So start this from the beginning, Joby. I love the way the South African sister put this together. It's funny. So listen, guys, watch this. This is funny. Go ahead, Joby. Shout out to South Africa.
Africans been cosplaying black Americans for so long, they forgot how they look. Because when was the last time you seen a black American look like this, right? There's no black Americans that look like this. I don't even need to know his name. I don't even need to hear him speak. I know he's African. And let's not talk about the tribal Africans, the ones that's in their natural form, that's not modernized, right? When the last time you seen a black American look like this? And I'm gonna keep going.
Whose goddamn white man is this?
Whose goddamn white baby is that?
Erica, is this your representative? This one might be black. This one, I'm not so sure. I'm going to need to see his parents. Just because you have a quarter black in you doesn't mean you are black.
Just because you name him Darren don't mean he belonged to Darren.
This man is rice-skinned, not light-skinned.
It is rice-skinned.
That is a white man, a Caucasian from the mountains of Caucasus. That is a Slavic man, a Viking from Iceland. That man has 730 as a credit rating right now as a black man.
Baby got 730 as a credit rating right now as an infant.
My brother, please, you're not even the right man for this. If you're going to start diaspora war, you need to be as close to black as you possibly can. The first best that you can be like 50%.
I love this. Shout out to the South. Hey, Joey's she's now redeemed South Africans for me. She's collective, not tribal. If you're gonna be in diaspora wars, you're gonna have to be African. You have to be black. You can't be no mulatto. You got to be black. Shout out to South Africans, because you causing division and you ain't even us. So shut the fuck up. She said,
black nyana, I'll accept a 55%. You can't be half a teaspoon of coffee and 3 tablespoons of cremora, then want to come on the internet and compare yourself to pure black, 100% black men whose lineage has never been tainted by any other race. That's who you want to compare to. Sit this one out, go visit the white side of your family for a while and let the black people do the talking. Sit bench, and when the professionals are tired, then maybe we'll call you out. But for now, sit this one out. And the other funny thing is that if you were in South Africa, you would be sitting opposite the netball committee asking them what they did with the money, the funds. That's what you would be doing. And the audacity to not use good-looking African men because you know it wouldn't fit your narrative is diabolical. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to find fine men from Africa to show you what African men look like.
That's what Joby said she's going to start doing. Response videos. Shout out to that South African sister. We're going to wrap this up, guys. Shout out to that South African sister. I love that. She had another one when Joey's we laughed about the guy. Look at the African hair. Did they grow hair in the beard? That sister ripped that guy up. I wanted to show Joey that one. That South African sister said, "Thank you for showing us how stupid you are. Thank you for showing that wisdom doesn't come with age."
I think I saw that. I saw this black guy say, when was the last time you saw an African with a
that's him. Yeah, that dummy right there. These are the FBA. That's the one of the same moron that other guy came from. He's an old idiot. And so that lady right there did a response video to him. That shit is funny. She said, I think you outran wisdom. You're old. You just got old and you outran wisdom. It didn't catch you.
You were too fast for wisdom's sake.
Yeah, you seen it. Asshole. I said this should be Joby. Joby's good with that kind of shit. That South African lady is funny as shit.
I had to say if I have a beard. Like, is this a beard? Oh my God. Oh,
I know you got a beard. He said, it's called Afro.
I am not African. I have a beard.
I know, Kevin. You got a beard and you got hair and you got dreadlocks.
Man, oh my God! I might not be African. I might be an imposter.
The sad fact, these morons got our family from the South America. Yet a Brazilian lady said, "Did you see the guy? Can't say we don't grow afros." The whole thing is called Afro because African. Look, I'm Brazilian. See, I got an Afro. I know I'm African. Even though I'm from Brazil, we're called Afro-Brazilians. I said, these morons are fucking us up globally. Please, go, Joe. Let me read the comments. You wise up.
Shout out to 10 Speed who's with us on the building. I see Ali talking about he doesn't believe that Black Americans don't really go to other countries being disrespectful, especially to Africa. They are going there to learn about the motherland, so he
But,
doesn't believe.
I'm not gonna say, yeah, that's not my majority, but you can't deny Campbell's experience. Campbell's just telling his experience. I don't know.
Yep.
Campbell's met a lot of morons, but that's his experience. I'm not saying that's the majority, because I never went to Africa with that kind of mind frame either. Exactly. That's why I asked Cam. Asked Cassie for real. He said, yeah, you can't deny his own experience. That's his experience.
Man.
I wouldn't say that's the majority, but that's the majority for Campbell's. Because I don't think, because you're right, because most African American, they happy as shit to get to Africa. Like, oh man, they're happy, they want to learn, and African Americans sadly never naive when they go to Africa. That's why they can get scammed. They're like, oh, everybody's our brother and shit. They fuck around and get scammed.
Shout to Mosquito. Jason says my mother used to with the Black Panthers. They didn't allow folks taking pictures, and I also see he said dang, just a minute. I used to say my mother used to date a brother that ran guns to the Black Panthers. He also says it's a lot of history. My family is from both sides, and I also see
Of course, us growing up in California, us growing up our family's been intertwined with the Black Panthers. So yeah, I'll say Jason and me growing up in California, where the Black Panthers started, our families are intertwined with that movement. Mine too. My mother, aunt, they were all part of the Black Panther Party. Go ahead, Joe. They didn't believe in that MLK bullshit. Remember, California told Martin Luther King, stay the fuck in the South. Don't bring your ass out here with that fuck shit. Love everybody, hug the white man. Get away from here with that shit. Go ahead, Joe.
Black people are the first Americans, so does that make them the Aboriginal of America? Black people
are they what now?
Americans. Oh, okay. Black people are the first Americans, so does that make them Aboriginal of America? Like all the other continents, if you've been here
you say
hundreds, thousands.
Okay. What you're saying? Okay, now we have to go to a timeline. It's not as simple as that. The same motherfuckers talking about they're Aboriginal. They're not. They're from Africa. Those are African. The African American before white people and these other Asians. Yes, you were all over the planet before anybody existed. Okay, but I don't know when those people got wiped out or not. But these morons saying they're just indigenous? No, hell no. Because they don't got no. See, those things you got to go back culturally. See, to know anything. I told you guys did anthropology, archaeology, biology. So there's no cultural continuation that these morons are talking about. You can prove something culturally. All the culture that we're talking about goes back to Africa. They can't tell me shit that these Indians ate. If it's them, okay. Your language wouldn't have been wiped out then, 10 speak. Tell me your language. What is it? What did you speak? What's the name of your tribe? They can't tell me. They tell me all the tribes that owned slaves. You wasn't no fucking Cherokee. You wasn't no fucking Creek. You wasn't no Choctaw. Those are all the damn Asian motherfuckers that own black people. So you're my motherfucking enemy. You're my goddamn enemy. And the Buffalo Soldiers will put you to the white meat. So the Soldiers are my hero. If the Cherokee and the Creek and the Choctaw are your family, then your family own my family. And we had to fuck you up. And it's just that simple. So they always forget that these wicked ass Asians own African people. They always forget that part when they claim to be an Indian. They always forget that part. They leave that out of their little story. Put us up, Joby, real quick before we leave. This is just I want you to read the comments, but just pull this up on Google. Say did the five. Say did the five. They call them civilized because they also say did the five civilized
Pardon?
tribes in America. Say did the five civilized tribes in America own black and people that enslaved our people and treat them like shit. Out here making goddamn furniture of black people. That's your fucking Indian. You better not put no Asian Indian in my goddamn face and say he's my fucking brother for nothing. These wicked ass fuckers. That's why you don't get me crying for no Native American today. These wicked motherfuckers.
He says, yes, some members of the five civilized tribes in the United States did own black people as slaves. And these tribes are the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Chickasaw, Creek.
No, all you niggas say you're Choctaw. These the tribe you say you are. You niggas are Choctaw.
You're breaking.
Black people. These wicked ass Asians were brutal. So you can get out of my face talking that Cherokee Chickasaw shit to me, goddammit. Because these motherfuckers were raping black people. They were eating black people, yeah. Did you know that? These nasty ass fucking Asian Indian tribes were eating black people. They were turning black people into goddamn furniture just like the white man. Did you know that? Oh, no. None of you motherfucking morons who talk about your black Indians will ever talk about that. You never talk about that shit, never.
We're going to wind up.
Go ahead, Jovi. Unless you want to make
today's conversation. I'm literally done with the comments over there. I have to go home because I'm walking all the way to my house. I don't want to take a bike, so I have to walk, which is going to Jovi, it's too late. You got to take a bike. It's too late for that. Just be careful. It's too late. It's too late, Joe. I know, but no, you can't walk. It's too late, Joe. It's too dark. It's too late. That's even more dangerous. I'm safe. I have company with me, so I'll be okay. It's okay. I'll be good. But much love.
Take let Canvas sleep at home with you. Let him go home in the morning.
Yeah, Kamlesh is sleeping over, so that's why I said I have company.
All right.
So much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful night. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on the.
I'm a Cherokee. I was a Chickasaw. I was a Choctaw. You wicked ass niggas.
General Mosquito tells you, Kamlesh, you have a bad experience with everyone, though. Maybe it's you. No, that's not cool, man. But anyway.
He does. I don't know. I'm like, how's he meeting all these ill-mannered African Americans? So they even love to meet him and talk. Wow, that's crazy. But hey, I'm not going to deny Cameron's experience because his experience has got to be real.
Personally, do I have good experiences? Yeah, but what we were talking about was topic specific. So I shared a topic specific experience. Do I have positive experience? These are positive experiences I have with you, Jerome Mosquito. I never met you, but we have positive experiences on a daily basis. You get?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm sure Jerome Mosquito's not gonna look his nose down on you. He's just gonna say your English is not good, Cavendish, like his.
My English is perfect. My thoughts are
What's up, man?
The enemy can never be your friend, no matter how
you
intermarry.
So much love, family. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Any pending questions, bring them tomorrow. We shall continue with the conversation. So
let me know if you can go to the hospital tomorrow, Joe, so I can pay for it.
I'll let you know. Much love, peace, family. Have a good night. Have a good day.